Hi, welcome to Lia Cipher Demo. I'm going to show you how to upgrade it. We'll come up here and we'll click on Neural Nexus, and underneath it, we'll find Lia Cipher Demo. Click on Lia Cipher Demo. As soon as you click that up, this dialog box opens up. Inside of it, we'll see base keyword, will labels, encrypted file extension, and decrypted file extension. We'll also see an output directory and input file box for you to put input files in. And then we'll have two buttons down at the bottom, one to encrypt and one to decrypt. This, the base keyword, can be a phrase, a single word, or any made up word as long as it's in English language or combined with the symbols that are inside. So, for instance, we'll just go ahead and do it like this. We'll say base keyword is going to be down under, but what is the down under? Okay, now down under, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna have we'll have a B, a G. How about G? Okay, we'll leave it as default for .ini. So what that means is that when we take the file that we want to encrypt and we finally encrypt it, it will have the file extension .ini instead of .cs. Next, we want to go ahead and place our streaming assets and stuff, or we want to place our encrypted and decrypted files into this path right here, streaming assets. So we'll come over here, and then what we'll do is we'll come down here, and we'll just click streaming assets, and then we'll select the folder. Next, we will find the file that we want to encrypt. Here, I want to hit add input file. I am going to go to scripts right here, and then I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to click the signal flow test. Once that is done, we'll move this over here. Move over to the console, clear out any input from before, and then click encrypt file. When we do it, it says files encrypted successfully. Remember, the only way to decrypt this file now is by using down under with the exclamation point and the capital G. You'll need to know that. So we can right click in here since it's not showing and click on refresh to show the encrypted file. There's the signal flow test. If we look down here at the name, we'll see signal flow test.nni. All right, now that we got that, let's go ahead and decrypt it. We will remove the original file because we're not going to encrypt it and can't decrypt from the original file. We need to encrypt from our .nni file. So we'll click add input file and go to stream assets. In streaming assets, we'll find signal flow test.nni. We'll go ahead and click it so we can go ahead and add it in. Before I click open, I want to point out that this box is looking strictly for .cs and .nni files. If you happen to make your own custom extension down here in encrypted file extension, then click all files and you'll be able to see it. You'll also notice that under all files, you'll find the meta file that goes along with the file that you created. For now, I'm just going to leave it on the CS and I box, and I'm going to click open. When we look in here, we can see that it now has the encrypted file, signalflowtest.nni. We have our project. Now let's go ahead and decrypt our file. We look down here in the bottom left and we see files decrypted successfully. If we right click in our box, since we don't see it, we'll click refresh again and it'll show up. Let's go ahead and look at some differences here. First, we'll look at the signal flow test. We'll open it up in it to show you what the encrypted file looks like. As you can see here, this is the encrypted file. It looks like a bunch of gibberish. But in fact, it is still your code. Let's go ahead and close out the window. Next, let's go ahead and look at signal flow tests. Before doing so, I had it opened up previously before. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it like this. I want to close out that and that and that. Okay. What I want to do is I want to come over here and I'm just going to double click on it. And here it is. Click yes if you want to match your line. I do. Now here's the thing. It's not tabbed over and indented as if your actual document. Everything will be on a single line. Your code is still there and still works. It still is the actual code. Let's go ahead and close this out. Let's not save this right now. Let's click the minimize button. Then what we'll do here is we'll go ahead and we'll see how we can do runtime decryption with what we got. Inside our hierarchy box, I got our empty game object known as runtime decryptor. In there, I placed a script called encrypted script loader. So what this takes an encrypted script, such as signal flow test.ini, and then decrypts it during runtime to an output file path of your choosing. You also have to designate that it needs to be a CS and what the file name is. The keyword in a will label must meet the encrypted standards. So whatever keyword was used, in this case, down under exclamation mark, and the will label, G, must match. So let's go ahead and get those out of the way. We have G here. Now, let's go ahead and copy down under exclamation point. We'll copy it, and now we'll place it in here. Now, we need our input file path, right? So we'll go ahead and take this down, and then this shows us our input file path. We'll right click on it, and we'll just hit copy path. We'll come back up to runtime decryptor, and right here, we'll go ahead and paste our input file to the NNI. Next, we need to designate an output file path of where we want to send the decrypted document at runtime. Now, we will place it inside of here. We'll delete this because if I put it inside the other directory, right, okay, such as new folder, it's going to say errors and tell us that we have the same file. Well, we don't want to go through that. We know we're creating the same file. But what we're going to do is we're just going to delete that out. So the only thing now that we have, if I click refresh, it's just the signal flow test.ini. Let's go back to our runtime decryptor. Let's move the box down here. Let's go ahead and copy our path streaming asset. In the output file path box, we'll right click and we'll paste it. Then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and put in here a / and then signal flow test.cs. You want to match the actual name to your actual original file because it's a class, and well, if your class name doesn't match the file name, then you're gonna have problems. So it's best just to stay away from those problems, of course. So now that you got everything, you got that, we're gonna go ahead and go to console. We're gonna clear the console, and we're just gonna hit play. Now we should see what it says down here when it actually happens. It's importing the assets right now. We notice that this description complete and safe. It's also written right here. Go back to our project. You notice it doesn't show up in here again. Well, we're gonna have to refresh it. So let's go ahead and refresh right now. Now you can find the same signal flow test.cs right back in here. And the cool thing, it's all back in the way that it was. So this is the Lia Cipher tool. Oh, and by the way, one more thing. We'll go ahead and delete this one and that one together. Okay. We will go ahead and close out this box to wipe out and put everything back in the default. And we'll just go ahead and open it up. This does not just do one file. That's why it's called the Lia Cipher Batch tool. We can add multiple files. So let's just go to our LLM folder here. And let's go ahead and take one file at a time and put it into the box. There's our prediction neuron. Let's add the next one. Give it LLM, text the token. Let's go ahead and add the third file in our LLM, and that is token neuron. And then let's go ahead and add our final script. It's just a robot. Now, let's open. All right, now we have 4 of them here. let's go ahead and create a base keyword. We'll just call it the keyword. And we'll go ahead and we'll choose the letter L for Leah. And notice that if you don't want to use N and I, let's go ahead and put that to dot Leah. Now it'll be a dot Leah. Next, go ahead and choose the directory that you want. And then click browse. And what we're going to do is we're going to click streaming assets and then select folder. Now that we have everything set up, here's our streaming assets folder. Let's go to the files. There we go. Files encrypted successfully. Again, they're not showing up here, but let's go ahead and right click on it. And we can go ahead and just open them up. We'll just refresh. Boom. There we go. Our prediction are on. Our text to tokens are on. Our token are on. And then our transformer block. Transformer block. Sorry. All right, let's look at these. We're at the top. 3CHE for transformer block. MNQ5T PKP5 for token are on. Text to token, we got plus DSY, all that. And then prediction. They're all different. And also notice that they all have the extension .lia. That was the custom extension that you did. So now we can remove this, and remove this, and remove that, and remove that. And now let's go to our streaming assets and grab these NNI files, these .lia files. When we click on streaming assets, we may not see anything. It's just what we see, nothing. They're here. Just remember that this first dialog thing up here says it's looking for .cs and .nni file types. Click on all files. You'll see all our files there along with our meta files. Click on each one and just open them up. Let's add another one. Let's go down to streaming assets. Click on all files. Click on our next one, text the token. .lia. Next, let's go ahead and add our third one. Go to streaming assets. Click on all files. And we'll go ahead and do token neuron. I think that's token. Yeah, token neuron. Next, we'll add our fourth and final file. We'll go all the way back down to streaming assets. Again, after you're in there, click on all files. And click the last one, transformer block pod. Yeah. We'll click open. And then we have all four in there. Again, we are going to want to send these to the streaming asset folder. Right now, we can go ahead and hit decrypt files since we have the keyword in L there. So we'll go ahead and go to our console and we'll go ahead and do that. Files decrypted successfully. All right, so now that it's been decrypted successfully, let's go ahead and just right click and refresh. Now you can see that our prediction are on, our text and tokens are on, right? Our token are on, and our transformer block pod right here are all here in this order. And there is no errors in the code. All right, this was my demo. I hope you enjoy it as much as I have created it. I am going to add more to it. And if you have any questions, you can contact me on LinkedIn. You can contact me in Protogear on Discord, or you can email at the email provided on LinkedIn, of course. All right, y'all. Y'all have a nice day.